Hi everyone. This week's Parsha is Parashat Mishpatim, and after last week's revelation at Mount Sinai, Parashat Mishpatim is now filled with all sorts of different laws having to do with interpersonal relationships. There's ritual law, civil law, and one of the laws that you find here in chapter 23 of Exodus says that if you see your enemy's ox or ass wandering around, you need to take it and return it to them. And it's instructive, I think, that the Torah is telling us that if it's your enemy's animal, I mean, why not just say, if you see someone's animal wandering around, you need to return it. We call this hashavat avidah, returning lost objects, and it's a mitzvah in the Torah to do so. But why is it focused on the enemy? I think the Torah is actually reminding us to go a little bit beyond what we might normally do. Of course, if you see your friend's animal wandering through the field, you're going to get it and you return it because that you feel warmly towards your friend and you feel it's your responsibility. If it's someone else's, some of your enemies, you might think twice. Unfortunately, we don't always go out of our way for our enemies, and so the Torah says even for an enemy, you need to retrieve that animal and you need to bring it back to them. You know, this law is actually repeated later in the Torah in the book of Deuteronomy, in Parashat Ki Teitzei, but it's not repeated exactly. In fact, in Ki Teitzei it says, if you see your achicha's animal, that is your brother's or your fellow's animal wandering around, don't ignore it, you must take it back to your fellow. And there's a part of me which wonders, why does it go from talking about our enemy to our brother? And I wonder, making peace with someone you're not pleased with is not easy. And I don't know that there's a simple solution, and certainly not a universal solution. In every case, if you just do this, somehow you turn your enemy into your friend. But I do wonder if what the Torah is trying to teach us is that one of the ways of bringing someone who is far from you, bringing them close, is to do right by them, to do the just thing. And back in Exodus, we're told to take care of our enemy's animal. And now all of a sudden, the law shows up again, and now all of a sudden, perhaps that enemy is now our brother. Maybe the Torah is teaching us that we need to treat our enemy as our brother. I think that this works especially good in person-to-person relationships. The Torah may not be making very broad statements about international relations and such, but I think that there are moments where someone has become an enemy in really unfortunate circumstances, and what we really need to heal that rift is to just act properly, not just to act properly and to act justly. Sometimes we make excuses. We're not going to act the right way, the way we know we should, because we don't really like that person so much. The Torah says, do the right thing, whether this is someone you're close with, not close with, someone you don't like, and you may find later on that this person is all of a sudden your brother. Shabbat Shalom.